So I thought I would use some of the teachings as a way of reinforcing this and to come back to it, reflecting on it deeper. We'll have some time this afternoon and perhaps this evening to have more discussion and interaction about what's going on in your process and the kinds of things that have come up in your journaling. Right now, I just want to go into some of these teachings. From the lessons that we took up last month. The breath is a current which is established between all planes of man's existence. Its current runs from the life unseen to the life on the surface. So, the breath is the current established between all planes of man's existence. What are the planes of man's existence? Everything from being a rock to being God, I would say. All the different spheres of vibration that encompasses, including the absolute state, which is beyond all imagining and all conception and all form, but which is the basis of all of it. It's the absolute condition of God, which is the potency for all of it. So if we can just visualize the whole of all the realms of being, and one way to visualize it is like an infinite field of like a spider web of light, a network, a lattice work of interconnected strands, endless, infinite. Not only spacious, but intensive in the sense of not only all-inclusive, but but the vertical direction also, all the realms of vibration. And to understand there's a current that connects all that, a consciousness that flows in all that. This is right in the heart of the saying of Jesus where he says, I'm the vine and ye are the branches thereof. What vine is the God-conscious human being? It is that whole field of awareness, that whole interconnection of all life. And this is why when the Sufis give inner name to the prophets, they call Jesus the breath of God, the soul of God, Ruh Allah, because to have the consciousness of being that current which connects all of these apparently different realms of existence in a oneness, just to feel that. As Murshid Sam says, the connection between breath and prana, energy, life force, essence, is like the connection between iron and magnetism. The breath, as we know it, the physical coming in and out, that is just where we have a lever, where we have a means of introducing our own awareness as a vehicle of focus, of attunement. So the breath is affected by everything. So we want to bring things into the breath to affect it in a way that purifies the breath, that takes all the breath will tend to bring our awareness into to accumulate everything our awareness has been reflecting on. And so such an important part of meditation and is this what Murshid Sam calls the pitch of the heart, raising the pitch of the heart. In other words, we need to bring a kind of heartful attention to it, a caring, an interest, a motivation that enlivens the heart. Otherwise, we're just doing practices in a way that is somewhat disengaged from our feeling and from our purpose, and from, you know, and it has an effect, but the effect is way muted by the lack of the pitch of the heart being raised. Again, taking another few phrases from the lessons we've been reflecting on for our consideration. Rhythm, the rhythm in Fikr. Rhythm is the nature of motion, and motion is the nature of life. Life is not possible without motion, and motion is not possible without rhythm. It is the rhythmic motion which keeps the whole universe going. And the same motion is the hidden secret of our life, as we are a miniature universe within ourselves. Our breath is both the cause and effect of this rhythmic motion. Now there's a lot here, a lot of very practical advice for us to establish a rhythm. Inhaling and exhaling is just like the pendulum of the clock. When it is regular, the clock goes on regularly. When slow, the clock goes slow. When quick, the clock goes fast. So it is with us. When our breath is rhythmic, all things go well. The mechanism of the body, the working of our mind, and the work of our feelings are all normal. Therefore, all we think, speak, and do is normal and right. When the rhythm of our breath is irregular, all illness comes, thoughts wander, feelings are upset, and our life becomes full of confusion. All we feel, speak, and do has a bad, in other words, a wrong effect upon ourselves and others. Therefore, by Fikr, the Sufi sets their breath to the proper rhythm. And when it becomes a habit, by a practice done every day, the Sufi's whole life becomes orderly and regular, because the rhythm in time becomes a habit of the breath. And while awake or asleep, the breath goes on rhythmically, keeping all the pulsations in rhythm, on which the health entirely depends. The rhythm so produced by the breath keeps the thoughts in order, the will powerful, the memory in order, the feelings normal, and thereby all one's affairs in life come into a perfect and proper order. Well, who could argue with all your feelings and everything in life coming into a perfect and proper order just by such a simple thing as beginning to establish a rhythm in the breath? And you know, one of the things I've noticed in terms of, our ongoing instruction, which is to check into the breath throughout the day, and to know, in the midst of different activities, and to notice the condition, or to have a kind of an inner light go on when you notice that the breath is in an irregular condition, so that you can connect immediately with what it was that triggered that, whatever inner stress or tension or situation triggered the irregularity in the breath, the holding of the breath, the establishment of an erratic rhythm. And as soon as you notice it, to check in to the, to what's that telling you about your situation, and then to quickly or almost immediately establish a rhythm, right with wherever the breath is at that time. You say, okay, I'm going to bring it into a rhythm. I'm going to take the rhythm that's most present, or most that I feel is most available in the space, and I'm going to establish that rhythm. I noticed, one of the first things I put into my journal was that I noticed that when I found in the course of everyday life, my rhythm becoming erratic and me holding the breath, I could always track some stress, maybe in a driving situation, where, one has gotten, one thing, something arises that puts one in stress or some sort of thing, and then, even, washing dishes to say, okay, am I getting all the stuff right? I mean, just that kind of thing of worrying a little bit about what you're doing and how does it affect your breath? All of a sudden, I'm saying, okay, I know this is not a stressful activity, washing dishes, so I'm going to practice. I'm really going to make myself very conscious of the breath being more important than anything in this moment. The rhythm of the breath, the sweetness of the breath, the life force in the breath, what the breath is taking in, and that's definitely made some more harmony in my own experience. Again, in the same vein, from this one, from the materials I'm giving you for this next month, which are even fewer in number because I don't think we've fully absorbed the ones that we got the first month, and I don't want to just go by them because that's like saying it's okay to just be intellectual about this. I really want us to get into the nature of Jalal and Jamal and Kamal, to notice the rhythm of the breath in different situations, to learn from it, and to see the effect of establishing this kind of rhythmical breath practice in our meditation every day. Again, from the teachings, the Gita, Hik Ryazat, Esotericism, the attainment of external objects by Fikr. The breath is a current which can be attached to anything or being, near or distant, if one only knew how to attach it. And those who are masters of the breath can attract all things in life. Okay, now that is a gigantic assertion, which I don't feel that Hazrat Khan would make unless he was certain about it. One takes a certain confidence from one's teachers, and then one doesn't have to worry so much about walking down that road. It just kind of allows one to say, okay, I'm taking this, even if provisionally, as true, so that I can give the weight of that as a truth, the importance that it should have in terms of my own practice and my own ongoing development. So when it says this, that the breath is a current that can be attached to anything or being near or distant, the question becomes, okay, how do you do this? How do you do this action of connecting the breath? What is it in the breath that allows us to experience the breath as a connecting vehicle? And one of the things that is within it is our awareness. The breath, if we quicken our intention, that's why I gave this practice Yarakib as a way of focusing, because what it means is the concentrated loving attention of the heart. That's the secret of concentration, is to bring a loving interest into focus. Because if we're not, it's easy for us to bring our awareness into focus when we really care about something. When it's totally important to us, and what's really important to us. Just reflect for a moment on some outer thing in your life that you would really like, that's really important to you to accomplish. And let the importance of it not be a worry, but a heart interest, a heartful, awakened interest in that object of attainment. And then, having gotten clear on that, it might take you a few 30 seconds or so to get clear on that, then connect your breath with it. Feel that focus of attainment and breathe with that in your heart, in your awareness. Let your breath touch it and draw it toward you without any effort. As Ruhaniat goes on to say in this lesson on the attainment of external objects by Fikr, Mahadeva, who's another name for Shiva, the great Deva, the Lord of Yogis, has said that there is nothing on the face of the earth that cannot be accomplished by the masters of the breath, but for the one who does not know its mastery, even to live a healthy life is a difficult thing. Fikr is the first lesson and the last lesson in the breath. It is the first because by learning this one learns right breathing. And it is the last because not only the world, but even heaven is attained by the help of Fikr. It is Fikr which helps concentration, and at the same time it is concentration which helps the operation of Fikr. Without Fikr, no concentration or meditation or contemplation is possible. So that's why I say it's concentration which helps Fikr, and what helps concentration is loving attention or awakening of heart and interest and engagement. Namgyal Rinpoche, a great Tibetan, he wasn't Tibetan, he was Canadian, but he was a great Zen master, or Vajrayana master, and he, when he was going through the paramis, or the paramitas of what a bodhisattva, the qualities that a bodhisattva needs to develop to become a full vehicle of the compassion of the Buddha in this realm. The first one is dana, generosity. And he said, generosity isn't just giving money or something. The greatest gift you can give is your real dedicated interest of heart. That you to give interest in life, to bring your heart's interest into the activity. So that's, by the focusing of the heart's interest in raising the pitch, then the mind doesn't wander so much, because the mind, is engaged, can be held by feeling and by our true interest. So we want to bring that up and not forget it, and not just do things in a rote way, just a repetitive way, without adding that consciousness, because by doing so, we're bringing concentration, the secret of concentration, into the practice. Therefore, we're enlivening and purifying the breath.